Привіт, I'm Chuck Olinik, a Ukrainian-American baptized with the name Yaroslav, which is also the name I use in the Society for Creative Anachronism, Yaroslav the Persistent. I've done research on Slavic folklore and mythology and history and customs for decades, mostly to flesh out my persona, and I decided I would share this information with people who might be interested in developing an Eastern European persona by putting together videos and putting them up on my YouTube channel. This is the time of year, according to the Serbians, where the burning days have begun, marking the warmest period of the year. They obviously haven't been in Kaid in the summer. During this period, people avoided any work, especially the working in the field. It was believed that the fiery saints would send fire to them as well as bring drought. According to the Bulgarian Orthodox calendar, the burning days are July 15th, 16th, and 17th. The holiday is also known amongst Macedonians and Bosnians. The most famous of the fiery saints are Saints Elijah or Ilya and Fiery Maria. According to folk songs, they rule over the clouds, thunder, and lightning. And the cult of Ilya ended up replacing the cult of Perun, and Fiery Maria was known as a companion of Perun when he was still worshipped. Since today, July 20th, is the day of Perun, I thought I'd tell a tale involving him. The vast steppes and the dark, forbidding forest held little to fear for three travelers. Perun, the god of thunder, relied upon his thunderbolts to drive back predatory beasts. The devil used all his wiles to capture animals for their supper. The carpenter could be relied upon to cook the meals for the three companions. The three found a place to live in the forest, and the carpenter, using his skills, built them a sturdy hut. Between them, they began to grow vegetables, but one night, a thief came and stole all the turnips. Perun was furious. On the following night, he lay in wait, thunderbolts in hand, intent upon visiting his godly wrath upon the thief. He heard the creak of a wagon and flung himself in self-righteous fury into the darkness, but was caught by a stinging whip and brought to his knees. Hearing the sorry tale the next morning, the devil mocked Perun and swore that it would be he who gained revenge rather than justice, for he was the devil after all. But that night the stinging whip proved too much, and the mysterious miscreant got away with more food. The third night came, and the carpenter sat up, armed with only a guzli, a musical instrument. He gazed at the stars, and when he reckoned it was midnight, he began to play a folk dance. As if by magic, the thief appeared, a withered old woman, who, oddly enough, begged the carpenter to teach her the tune. The carpenter, seeing the whip beside her on the wagon, promised the old hag, whom he realized was a witch, that he could transform her old gnarled fingers into supple ones capable of mastering the notes on the guzli. Leading her to a tree that he had split with an axe, he persuaded her, "Place your hands in the crack, and I will heal your fingers." When she placed her hands in the crack of the tree, he then quickly knocked the wedge away, trapping her fingers. The witch wailed and begged to be freed. The carpenter said, "I will free you, but you must promise never to return to my hut." And he got her word and drove her away in her cart, which he decided to keep for himself as recompense for the stolen food. In time, the three companions tired of each other's company and planned to part ways, but each wanted to keep the hut for himself. They agreed at last to hold a contest, with the hut going to whichever one could frighten the other two. The devil, felt he could win this easily. After all, he was the devil. And he went first. He whipped up a raging wind, at which Perun fled. But the carpenter, placing his faith in God and holding tightly upon his cross, remained steadfast. The next night, it was Perun's turn, and the god of thunder unleashed a deafening thunderstorm, riding his chariot across the sky, hurling thunderbolts about the forest. This time it was the devil who fled, for those thunderbolts were said to chastise the wicked, and who could be more wicked than the devil? The carpenter sat calmly through it. When it was the carpenter's turn, he crept away to fetch the witch's wagon and rode up to the hut at midnight, taunting the others with their failures, with wind and with thunderstorm. The devil and Perun, shamed by this, left the hut never to return, and the carpenter settled down to a happy life on his own. It was at the feast I heard this tale, there it was I drank mead ale. Though it flowed down my beard, my mouth stayed dry, for never a drop passed my lips, swear I.